So, and this is what is an emotional habit of intelligent people, emotionally intelligent people. This is what their habit is. And you might have seen, uh, you might have come across a couple of them for sure, or you might have seen, pay attention to what you are feeling. So look in yourself, look inside of you, try to observe yourself before you try to talk, or just be observant when you're talking to people, what you're feeling, how you're going to react and everything. Think before you act. This is what we at times miss out. Okay, if somebody asks me a question, I should reply within a second. Like I should be instant. No, it doesn't mean that if you reply after taking 10 seconds, it implies that you are understanding the question, you're thinking and replying back. But people will say, oh, this guy is replying. His replies are like, he thinks, it takes time and comes back quite slowly. That is what that person thinks. But if you're going to give him the right answer, it's better that he starts understanding that the person is processing the question, he's giving a proper thought and replying back to you. Or take 2 seconds or 3 seconds, but give that break. It's like as soon as the question gets over, just don't jump in and reply back, right? It will look like as if I have not listened to you. Control and slow down the feelings. At times we have very strong feelings when we are working in a stressful environment. Our feelings are very strong, and conflicts at times would happen decision wise, in terms of, okay, my decision was right, your decision was wrong, I told you to do this, you failed, everything, we have to go through the same grind again. Okay, I know that has happened, but then again, it's an agile world. We are learn to fail and fail to learn, kind of a thing, right? Adapt to the changes, be empathize with people so that you understand what's going on, what happens, right? And with people with high IQ, what and people, I'm sorry, I'm talking people with high EQ, what happens to them, right? They are earning more money. Okay, I hope this slide brings smile to most of your faces now when you're looking at this. People, this is, again, these are statistics. They have been printed by Dr. Travis, okay, as one who's one of the authors for emotional intelligence also. And he has come back with EQ is responsible for 58% of your job performance. If you are at a very high EQ, your performance is going to be so good. Top 90% performers are on high EQ, top performance, right? And of course, in terms of dollars, we definitely want to add more value to whatever take home we have. 29,000. Okay, that's again a figure I wish I could get so much, but then, but still increase in the future. And the main thing is, in leadership, if you have an high EQ, that means your team is going to be happy with you and they are going to perform at a high level. Right? That is the most part. Okay, let's forget the numbers. But then if you are at a high EQ, right? If you're having yourself as an IEQ, then definitely your team morale will be high. They will be motivated. They want to perform and they will be performing at the highest level. Here are some of the examples which I have for emotionally intelligent CEOs in the world. And of course, you all must be knowing most of the names I've taken. It's popular people who are there. Elon Musk, who doesn't know nowadays, right? And Indrani Noy, okay, she was the CEO of PepsiCo. I hope she still is. I'm so sorry, I'm slightly behind on that topic, but I believe. Richard Branson, right? Jack Wall, Satya from CES. And just as an example, I've given you that Elon Musk IQ, this is again published IQ, okay, which is at 155. So of course he's gifted. Most of the people here are gifted. But just if I focus on Indrani Noy, the CEO of PepsiCo, and Richard Branson, as well as the Ford's former CEO, Alan, they did not have an high EQ. Sorry, they did not have a high IQ of 155, 160, or 180, or anything like that. But they were very high on emotional intelligence. They were very high, and why I say this is, I can give you one good example would be Indrani Noy, because when she became a CEO, people came and congratulated her parents, her mother. And when she took charge of the PepsiCo, she has handwritten 30,000 letters to those 30,000 employees' parents. not the employees, but employees' parents, saying that your son, your daughter has been doing excellent at PepsiCo. A handwritten 30,000, not only to the employees, but to the employees' parents, right? Similarly, Ford CEO Alan, he has written more than 10,000 letters praising his employees, handwritten. It's not an email. It's not a printed and I just signed it and send it across. This is handwritten for 10,000 employees. It's in black and white over there. And these numbers are from the records. It's not coming from my pocket or anywhere, or I'm not creating those numbers. These are the numbers in black and white. And they don't have a very high IQ, like Jeff or like Satya or like Elon Musk or anybody else. But these people have been successful, right? And they are leaders. All of them are leaders, awesome leaders. They themselves also have a high EQ as well, beside the high IQ they carry, right? That's why I have mentioned it. Like Jeff has Amazon's Jeff, the CEO of Amazon, of course. Jeff has a good humor to make people feel comfortable, right? He has a very high good IQ as well, for sure. I know those numbers. I did my research pretty well, but then he is very high on EQ as well. So let's come into, okay, I have been talking about a lot of EQs and benefits and uh, what people need to have. Okay, let's jump into that. Let's jump into slightly a level deeper now. So what does EQ have? What are the competencies? What are the categories it has? So there are two category competencies. One is personal and second is social. Now in personal category, in personal competencies, there are two of them. We are talking of self-awareness and self-management. This is personal. That is to me, for me, like kind of. And that is internal, I would put it up as myself, me, I, moi, internal. Okay. And social competencies is social awareness and relationship, which is external to me, right? My outside world. It's not inside, it's outside. It's around me. Okay. So if I jump into social self-awareness, is the ability to recognize an emotion as it happens, ability to control over yourself when you experience emotions. And of course, on the social awareness side is the ability to develop strong interpersonal skills. Okay, how that is very important while working in teams, while working in an organization, or even for a personal relationship or anything else, right? And especially we have relationship management. You need to recognize other people, what they think. So if I have these good kind of relationship with my client, with my team, with my people, with my boss, with my manager, I need to be acing on these four competencies or four categories, two competencies and four categories. Now to break it down slightly further down, it's like self-awareness, you have emotional self-awareness, which is there. For self-management, we have emotional balance, adaptability, achievement orientation, positive outlook. On the social awareness side, you have empathy and organizational awareness. Okay, what's happening in the org. And finally, on the relationship management, influence, coach, and mentor. Okay, if you are going to be an agile coach, very important for you. That is a relationship management and conflict management for sure. Teamwork and inspirational leadership. Sarah, if you are going to ask questions, we will take the questions at the end. But if you want, you can just type it out on the chat. Hopefully, we will pick it up. Hopefully, going forward.